Good evening, everyone. My name is Victoriano Belben III, and I'm here today to explain you programs for our midterm examination. So, let's get to it. This one, the program begins by importing the scanner class from the Java util package, which allows it to read the input from the user through the keyboard. It then defines a class named student, which serves as a blueprint for creating student objects that store a student name and quiz scores. Inside the student class, there is a public variable name that holds the student's name as a string and a public integer array which is quiz scores, as you can see on the screen, that stores three quiz scores. The student class includes constructor, public class string name int quiz scores, which runs automatically whenever a new student object is created, assigning the provided name and quiz scores to the object using the this keyword to differentiate between the class variables and the constructor parameters. So, uh, the class also contains a method which is a compute average method, which calculates the average of the students' quiz scores. This method initializes an integer variable sum to zero. Then it iterates through the quiz scores array using the enhanced for loop, adding each score to sum. After accumulating the total, it divides the sum by the length of the quiz array and casts it into the double to ensure the result includes the decimal values, returning the average score. Another method. Display info prints the student information to the console. It first prints the student name, then it prints a label of quiz scores, followed by a loop that prints each quiz score on the same line. After printing all scores, it moves to the next line and prints the student's average by calling the compute average method. The main class, task 1, contains I'm sorry, contains the main method, which is starting point of the program. Is the main method. A scanner object is created by using a try with resources statement, ensuring that it automatically closes after the program prompts the user to enter a student's name. Reads the input using scanner next line and stores it in the variable name, and then creates an integer array quiz scores of size of 3 that holds quiz scores. Using a for loop that runs 3 times, the program prompts the user to enter each quiz score individually, reads the integer input with scanner next line, and stores it into corresponding position in the quiz scores array. After collecting the name scores, and a program creates a new student object named student using a collected data. Then it calls the display info method object, which prints the student's name, quiz scores, and average score console. Finally, the try with resources block ends. The scanner closes automatically and the program terminates. So let's move on for a simple demo that show you how this program really works. So let's first run this program so you can see how this program works. Okay, so as you can see now, there is an enter student's name is displayed. As I have explained earlier, we've coded this for you to enter your um, chosen name or the name that is your liking. That is for me, I will put 30 as the name, and then the option of inputting the quiz score is now can be seen. So how about there's an instance where you're going to put a quiz which is up to 20. So Imagine I got lucky and put 20 on the first quiz. And then on the second quiz, I got two mistakes. Then that will sum up to 18. And then on the third quiz, I got only one mistake, and then that will sum up to 19. And then here gives us an output, which is the student name, which is 30, and then a quiz score of 20, 18, and 19. So which gives you the average of 19.0. So how does that work? So I put the student name 30 because of the variable name earlier. And the quiz score um, average works just like computing your grades. You're going to sum up how mu- um, how mu- how much is your final grade is. So for me, 20, 18, and 19. And then you're going to add those up and then divide it to how many quizzes there is, which is in this case, there are three, which accumulates to 19.0 on the average. So that is for our first project. So let's move on to the next one. So, um, let's get to it for the next program. So, this Java program is designed to record and display weekly sales for the product using object-oriented programming principles. The program begins by importing the scanner class from the Java util package. This import is necessary because the scanner class allows this program to read user inputs from the keyboard. Java organizes tools and libraries into packages. And without importing scanner, the program would not be able to accept input from the user. The program defines a main class named main, which serves as a container for all parts of the program. In Java, all code must be enclosed within the class. The main class contains the main method and the inner class named product. Using the inner class in this program allows the product to organize the product related data and methods separately from the main procedural logic. The product class is created to represent a product and its associated weekly sales. It has two attributes: product name, which stores the name of the product, and sales, which is an array of double representing sales for 4 weeks using separate class improves organization because it groups all related information and behaviors for all product into one logic structure. The product class has a constructor that initializes all attributes when a new object is created. The constructor accepts the product name and the sales array as parameters. The keyword of this is used to differentiate the object's attributes from the parameters passed to the constructor. When the product object is instantiated, the user provides values are assigned directly to the object's internal variables. The total sales method of the product class calculates the sum of the weekly sales. It uses a variable called total. Initially, sets to zero and an enhanced for loop to iterate through the sales array. Each weekly sales is added to the total, and the final value is returned. Using a separate method to compute the sale isolated logic, which makes the program more readable and allows other methods to access the total without duplicating code. Another method the product class is display info prints the product information. This method first prints a header and the product name. Then iterates over the sales array to display each week's sales and finally prints the total sales by calling the total sales method. Separating the display logic into its own method ensures that the main method remains clean and and makes the program easier to maintain. The main method serves as the starting point of the program. It begins by creating a scanner object to read user inputs. The program then prompts the user to enter the product name. The next line method is used to read the input, and the trim method removes unnecessary spaces at the beginning or end of the input, ensuring clean data. Next, the program creates an array of four elements to store weekly sales. A for loop is used to prompt the user to enter the sales for each week. Each input is stored in the corresponding index of the array. Arrays allow multiple related values to be stored efficiently, and using a loop reduces competitive code. After collecting the product name and weekly sales, a product object is created using the constructor. This object organizes all product related information into a single structure. The program then calls the display info method of the product object to print the product details. This demonstrates object-oriented programming principles by delegating responsibility for printing data to the public class, product class. Finally, the scanner object is closed using scanner close. Closing the scanner frees the system resources and allows and follows good programming practice. Even though failing to close it is not fatal for small programs. So let me give you an example, or let me give you the output of this code for you to understand how it truly works. So let me just run it, and then it will show you the product name. So let me put you a product. Let me put a product name which is, let's see, carrot. Okay, for the sales of carrot for week one, let's say we accumulated for 1 week we accumulated 500 pesos. For week two, we got lucky and accumulated 1,000 pesos. And then for week three, we got 700 pesos. And then for the last week, we got a total of 2,000 pesos. So, you will see here in the output, which is the product with this is summary, the product name carrot, which is the carrot I input earlier. So the sales per week, which is for the week one, we got the 500 pesos. The week two, we got 1,000. Week three, we got 700. And then week four, we got 2,000. Totaling for 4,200. We're just simply adding, we are simply adding how much we accumulated every week. Well, we got a total of 4,200. So that is how you code, or so that is how you're going to use the scanner for this specific program, or how you're going to see the logic for this program. So let's move on for the next program, which is the athlete, for the athlete timer. So let's move on for uh, let's move on for the next program, which is the athlete program, which is this Java program analyzes athletes' event time and displays their fastest time. The program begins by importing a scanner class from the Java utility package, which allows it to read user input from the keyboard. Without this import, the program could not take dynamic input, making it a non-interactive. The program defines an outer class named athlete, which organizes the code and serves as the container for both the inner class and the main method. Inside this class, a static inner class called athlete is defined to represent the properties and behaviors of an athlete. The athlete class has two attributes: athlete name, which stores the athlete's name as a string, and times, which is an array of doubles to store the athlete's events time. Using static inner class allows the main method to create athlete objects without needing the instance for the outer class. So the constructor of the athlete class initializes the athlete's name and events time. This ensures that every athlete object starts with valid data. If the constructor were missing, the object variables would remain uninitialized, potentially causing errors or meaningless outputs. The best time method calculates the fastest event time by first assuming the first time is the minimum, then iterating through the rest of the array to check if the any time is smaller, updating the minimum when necessary, and finally returning the smallest value. Separating the logic into its own method makes the program modular, readable, and easy to debug. The display info method handles all output. It brings a header for the analyzer, the athlete's name, all event times, and the fastest time, keeping the display logic separate from calculations, prevent clutter, and allows the output format to be modified without affecting the program's logic. The main method serves as the entry point of the program. With the main method, a scanner object is created to read input from the user, connecting the programs to the keyboard. The program first prompts the user to enter the athlete's name using next line to capture the full name, including spaces. Next, a double array of a size of 5 is created to store the times for 5 events. A for loop is used to prompt the user to enter the time of each event, storing the value in an array. Using a loop ensures concise code and allows easy seeding if the number of the events changes. After collecting input, a new athlete object is created using the provided name and times and the display info method is immediately called to show all information. This demonstrates all object-oriented programming by combining data and behavior into a single object. Finally, the scanner closes the free system resources, which is a best practice to prevent memory leaks. Overall, this program effectively demonstrates object-oriented principle, array usage, loops, and input handlings to analyze the display and athlete's performance in a structured and readable format. So let me give you a demo for you to understand how this code or how this program is used and how this program is been done. So, okay. So let's run this code. Okay, let's run this code. So enter the name as name. Let's put 30 again. And then event time for event one. Let's say I got 22.0 seconds. And then for the second one, I think I got slower and get 44.88 seconds. For the event 3, I got a little faster than before and got 30, I got 34, let's say 37. 37.55 seconds. And for event 4, we got a lot faster than before and got 12.89 seconds. And for the last one, we got a much faster and get 10.87 seconds. So this program will identify your fastest record. It it first stores how many um how many events the athlete, which is the 30, has been competing or has been practicing. So let's say I practiced 5 times, and then this is the scores I got. So the first time was 22 seconds, the second was 44.88, third time was 37.55, fourth time was 12.89, and the fifth time was 10.87. So let's see. So as soon as we enter, we can see the athlete's name and event times in seconds. So it's clear shows that the last time the event 5 shows that the fastest time we got was 10.87 seconds, which clearly indicates that this program only allows you to see which is your fastest among 5 attempts. See which one of it was your fastest in terms of seconds. So that is basically how this program works and how what this program is. So let's move on to the next program. So let's start for the next program, which is the um, book. We're going to rate a book. We're going to rate a book from 1 to 5. So the program begins by same as the other programs by importing a scanner class from the Java util package. So this class allows the program to read input from the user through the console without the import statement. The program would not be able to create the scanner object to accept the user input, same as the other programs I've discussed. So, the scanner class is essential for interactive programs where user input is required, as it can be read text, numbers, and other types of data from the console. So, class declaration. So, the program defines a public class called main in Java. All code must be contained within the class, and main method inside the class serves as the starting point of the program execution. Declaring the class as public means it can be accessed from anywhere. And the name main is used here as a conventional entry point class name. So the next one inside the main class, there is a static text class called book. This class stores information about a book, specifically its title and an array of ratings. The book class has two fields, title, which stores the name and the book, name of the book, and the ratings, which stores multiple numerical ratings for the book. The constructor book string title double string rating initializes a new book object using the title and rating provided. So the average rating method calculates and returns average of all ratings of the book. It uses for each loop to sum up all ratings and then divides all the total by number of ratings. The enhanced for loop iterates through each element in the ratings array, adding it into running total, dividing the total sum by the length of the array gives the average rating. And then um, the display info method prints the book's title and its ratings, and the average rating. It formats the ratings to one decimal place and the average to two decimal places. The method uses a for loop to print each rating separated by commas. The conditional statement ensures that the comma is not printed after the last rating. The printf function is used to control the number of decimal places for readability. So the main method is entry point of the program and uses a try with research statement to create a scanner object that reads user input from the console. Using try with resources ensures that the scanner is automatically closed after use. And then the program prompts the user to enter a book title, which is stored in the variable title. The next line method of the scanner reads the entire line of next input by user. Using next line allows the user to input a book title that contains spaces. So the program creates an array of four double variables to store the readings. It prompts the user to enter four readings between 1.0 to 5.0. A while loop ensures that the input is valid. And if the user enters an invalid reading, the program asks them to try again. So the loop checks each rating to confirm if it's within the allowed range. The scanner next line call clears the input buffer to prevent skipping inputs. This guarantees that only valid ratings are stored into the array. So after creating the book title and ratings, the program creates a new book object using these values. The constructor of the book class is called the initialize the object with the user provided information. So finally, the program calls the display info method of the book object. So it prints the book title, the list of ratings, and the calculated average rating in the nearly formatted output. So this step brings together all the collected data, computations, and provided the user with a clear summary of the book rating. So that is merely the explanation of how this program works. So let's run it for you to understand it more deeply. So as we run the program, we can see the enter a book title. Let's say we enter my favorite book, which is the Harry Potter. So Harry Potter. So as we enter the Harry Potter, we're given the option to enter a rating between 1.0 to 5.0. So let's start with let's say I give the Harry Potter a the first one I gave is 3.0. So I didn't enjoy it much. Next one is 2.5. Also, the next one I like it very much, but not so much. So I put 1.25. And then the fourth one I put let's say I didn't like it really, so I put 5.5. So this program gives you an output of the average rating or what is the total average, just like the quiz scores earlier on our second program. And it basically adds up um, the values of the four ratings we have here, which is 3.0, 2.5, 1.25, and 5. And then gives you the average, which is the final rating. So let me enter. And then here it goes. Our output gives you the favorite book, which is Harry Potter. And then the rating you gave, which is the 3.0, 2.5, and 1.35.0. And then accumulated it, divided by 4, and then it gave you the answer of 2.94, which is the final rating of the book. So that is basically how this works. So let's move on to the next and final output, final program of this video. So, so here we're going to analyze, or I'm going to discuss how the program of store income report, monthly report works, or how it is being coded. So for the first one, the program begins by importing the scanner, just like the previous programs, and then Java for scanner class from the Java util package. This class allows the program to read input user through console, which is necessary for entering the store and monthly income values. And then, as we go forward, we're going to declare the main class and variables. So the program defines a name, class name main. Within the class, two variables declare store name and then the type of string which and income of type double. The store name variable stores the name of the store, while the income array holds the income values for 6 months. Declaring income as an array allows the program to manage multiple values efficiently, and using double ensures that decimal values can be stored accurately. And then the main class includes the constructor takes two parameters, which is store name and income. This constructor initializes the class variables in the values provided when creating a new main object. The this keyword is used to differentiate between the class variable and the parameters, ensuring that the correct values are assigned to the object. So the program includes a method called total income that calculates the total income of the store by summing all the values in the income array. It uses an enhanced for loop to iterate through each income value and add it to a variable named total. Using this method ensures that the total income is calculated correctly regardless of how many months the income is stored. So this display info method prints a detailed monthly income report to the console. It displays the store name, the income of each month, and the total income of system outprint. Statement is used to format the income values of two decimal places, making the output more readable. The method also uses a for loop to go through each month's income in the array and display it in the organized manner. The main method is responsible for running the program. It begins by creating a scanner object to read the user input, the program prompt, and user to enter the store name, and then income for 6 months. To ensure valid input, a while loop checks if the user enters a number for each month, and if not, it prompts the user again. While all the inputs are collected, a main object is created using the constructor, and the display info method is called the store report. Finally, the scanner close statement and uses the release of the resources the release of the resources used by the scanner object. So to sum everything up, uh, this program this program utilize every function. So overall, the program is designed to take care of to take a store name and 6 months of income as output, calculated the total income and display a formatted report. Each section of the program, from importing the scanner to displaying the results, works together to ensure accurate input, calculation, and output as a user-friendly format. So, for you to understand better or clearly, so let us begin by running the output. So, let's enter a store name. Let's say it is 30 store. So 30 store. So in 6 months, and for the month one, so let me explain to you why it is put month one. So instead of January, February, January, February, March, April, May, etc. Because it just stated 6 months. It doesn't really say which month it is. So it can be the end of the month and it's the end of the year. It can be in the middle. It can be the beginning, and so on. So just to be safe and just for readability and also for the logic, it can be I just insert month one as the indicator. So let me move on. Month one, let's say I got a total income of 3,000 plus. So month two, I got a total income of 4,500 pesos. So month three, I got a total income of 3,670 pesos. 78. So month four, I got a total income of 3,456. Month five, I got a total income of 87,654. And then for the last month, I got a total income of 4,567. So let's see. So just like every program we've seen or the other projects that I've told you, this only gives you the output of average or the sum of everything, the sum of the variables we put. So for 6 months, we put our total income. Also, it shows the store name here, store name, which is the third store. And then we'll going to be shown will show this income for 6 months or how we done for 6 months, and then gives you the total income of 106,855 pesos, which is pretty decent for 6 months, but also pretty little. So that is just an example, and hopefully this program finds you well. And that's all. Again, my name is Victoriano Villamel III from PSID 21, and that is how I coded and how I prepared this program. So just a little summary or just a little input from me. Uh, this these five programs gave me a lot of insights, gave me, I learned a lot from it, from every single one of it. It might seem the same, but at the same time, it gives you logic. It gives you the logic. It trains you in every program. There's a lesson. You just have to look for it. So that is all. I hope you enjoy, and thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something. That'll be all. Thank you.